welcome to the August Collinsville Township Board meeting. Clerk Wolf, we want roll call.
Okay. Trustee Ball,
Yes.
Trustee Prosser,
Yes.
Trustee Crowell,
Yes.
Supervisor Cox,
Here.
and I am here.
And Trustee
Trustee Sewell
is absent. Okay. Okay, public comment. We allow for up to 5 minutes. Just feel free to step to the podium. Public comment going once, twice. All right. Response to public comment. It was very nice, wasn't it? Okay. Next item on the agenda is old business, so we'll jump right into the update of the Township Assessor's Office violation. And what I mean by violation, it is the violation of our township building and security policy and our resolution that we passed. The board has some emails, and Trustee Ball requested to see them because they weren't able to be here on Friday. I do apologize, that was per our attorney, and we had to have 48 hours, and so I reached out the moment that I found out that we wanted to do a meeting, and so that's what that was. Mr. Boker had a birthday party, and so we didn't have to spend any extra money on that, and so there was no extra money spent on the meeting, just so you know. But just to briefly explain what's in front of the board here, I put some exhibits out just to lay out exactly what is going on in the assessor's office. And really, it's just it's so petty, it should be over within a minute, but it's not, and it puts taxpayers at risk, liability for any kind of lawsuits or anything that could happen in that office without any video footage. But item A, Exhibit A, was one of the original letters back in June from our attorney instructing the assessor's office to hand over a key to the shared hallway and the codes for the door in the back, and to uncover the security camera. That letter was ignored. Then Exhibit B was an email to Trustee Ball asking for his assistance, as I understand that he's friends with Pete. Clint went over and was also unsuccessful. A meeting was then scheduled with our attorney and Pete and his staff. They didn't show up, and then they canceled that meeting. So the problem persisted. Item C, the Exhibit C, was the board's building and security resolution that was passed over a month ago. This also demanded Pete to comply. Pete did not comply. Item D was a certified letter that was delivered, proof of delivery to the assessor's office, demanding that he comply. Again, simply uncover the security camera, all right? That is just like we have up in here. It's just for the whole general area. And I can tell you, you can't see any papers on it. You can just see people. You can't see anything, okay? So he ignored that certified letter, ignored the resolution, ignored Trustee Ball, ignored the entire board, and of course ignored me. So item E, after the last failed deadline, another resolution to moving forward with the TRO, which is, it's called a temporary restraining order. I don't quite understand why it's called a restraining order, but it is. And that hearing is scheduled for 10 a.m. With Judge Crothers up in Madison County. And again, I've been told that he's not going to give me the key. They're not going to uncover the cameras. So now it'll be up to the judge to decide. And maybe if the judge says, maybe then he'll listen, but maybe not. So we shall see. Does anybody have any questions in the board?
Is there some kind of...
Yeah, just wait. I wish you would ask during public comment, but so I got to stick with the rules that the board set in place. Okay, so we're all good. I just wanted to give you guys an update, the ones that couldn't make it, and so we're good. So hopefully we can put this behind us as we move forward. Next item on the agenda then is the grant update and the parking lot. To make it clear, the township owns not just this parking lot across the street, but we also own a big lot next to the township office building. So we're talking about two separate lots, to make it clear. If we just want to start with the first lot, and trying to just quickly explain it. Each year, the township now, the village of Maryville, and the city of Collinsville all receive funds, and it's called a Park Enhancement Grant. Those funds used to directly go to the organization called CARD, if anybody remembers that. And it was hundreds of thousands of dollars that's collected from every house in the Collinsville Township, which is Maryville City, village, most of Collinsville, but not all, and parts of the unincorporated within Madison County. So those funds would go directly to CARD. Well, when CARD was dissolved, then those funds are broken out. They'll say, hey, Collinsville Township, you get this much, and that's how it is. So last year, they had additional funds. So we were able, and I didn't know this until last minute, we were able to not get our usual 30 to 40 grand. We got almost $70,000. So we were able to pay off that parking lot. So the parking lot is completely paid off. And that is done just what we said that it was gonna do, 5 years ago or so. It has brought life to this building because there's a place to park. So that's paid off. It was done with all of the grant money. We got a PEP grant loan. Now we had an additional $30,000. Margot and Mike both had a great idea of a garden, community garden. We had heard from the public that was being pushed in the public, so we wanted to try that. But after meeting with the city of Collinsville, meeting with the seniors, my staff, it didn't make a lot of sense because I wasn't gonna get the support from the city's parks department on maintaining it, all right? So I didn't wanna be, if I leave office or whatever and then there's weeds growing up, I could just imagine, oh, look at what Derek did, or whatever. And so my point is, then more importantly, the seniors, we have meetings in here once a quarter or so with all the seniors and ask them what they think. And their biggest issue is more parking. This place is rocking throughout the week. And there's still lacks parking. So they didn't like the community garden idea. And I don't want to misuse funds. I want the funds to be used. They're your funds still. So I quickly called Madison County and I said, listen, could I possibly change what we'd like to do with this grant? And they said, yes, if you could send me a narrative and get me some bids. So I quickly rushed. I got 3 different bids to resurface that lot over there. And then it had been requested from our senior director, which I think is a good idea, to tint these windows, these and these. It helps with the heating and during summer, and you can see out, but you can't really see in. That really helps with early voting over there. It's always been strange to me that you can actually look in the window and see the voting machines and things like that. I'm kind of surprised that they got away with it for this long. So I think it makes a good sense to do that. It's not just some kind of vanity thing. So I got bids for that. I got bids for resurfacing the lot. I went up to the PEP grant meeting, and I will say when I was there, a couple of townships got denied on theirs. We did not. And we actually got a lot of praise. I guess they had heard about how good the senior center is and things like that. So they accepted that. I did not hear back from the head of the PEP grant until today, actually, because Linda, remember, I was waiting. I was waiting to see if this board needed to pass any kind of resolution saying, yeah, we're okay with that, the change. She just emailed me back today, so I couldn't get it on the agenda. She says we will need to just approve those changes. So at the next meeting, what I'd like to do is I'll have bids in front of you guys, and then possibly we can vote on which bids we'd like to go with, vote on the resolution, and get it done. So that's what that lot. Is any big questions on that?
So that's the 30,000 is what?
Yes, it's a $30,000 grant.
Okay.
And also, I just wanted to add that we did look into all of that.
Yes.
And we agreed with you 100% because we went to the seniors. The seniors aren't into being volunteers to continue to maintain. We did ask for volunteers from the public to possibly maybe do more food, like a food plot or what have you. And by the time we would take up the parking lot and do a study, if we had to do it that way, So because of the two places we got bids from, one said we had to take the parking lot up, the other said no, it was just a lot. It was gonna be a lot more than what we had set out to do to begin with. But I do wanna add that Carol from Willoughby says that there is so much food already that comes out of Willoughby, they give it away in the summertime, they were throwing it away. So please, if you know of anybody that could use some fresh vegetables, please send them her way.
Oh, good. And yeah, I want to thank both of you, because I know you spent a lot of time on it, and you even got some bids and, you know, diagrams. I had a meeting with the city and all their planning, you know, and so, but at the end of the day, it's okay to admit that, say, hey, this might not be the right thing, and I'm not against any community garden, I just think that's probably not the spot for it, and so. Moving on, don't want to spend much time on it, but I just wanted to give this board an update, because I know that it was a couple of the trustees' idea to put that lot up for sale. I had an idea to kind of make that a park area, because I know how much grant money is out there. And I will say, little secret, I'm working on another grant that I'm very confident about through the state of Illinois that I think we're gonna get about $100,000. Point is that it's been up for sale for a year. And just like I said, I don't think it's gonna sell. And it hasn't. And we haven't had any bites on it whatsoever. No negotiation back and forth. It's been a year. I don't wanna give it away. I think we have, almost 3 years, less than 3 years left in this term. I think that this board could do something big up there, and I think that we could get some grant money, and we gotta do something to help spur growth on this end of town. I'm also working with the county. The city seems to be struggling to get these buildings taken care of over here. I found a grant through the county to possibly demo these buildings. So I'm working with them up there. So anyway, my point is, I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy.
I got a comment
Yeah.
about the city comment, finding money.
Finding money to
Yeah.
demo these things?
Yeah, on East Main, it
Yeah.
seems to be a real problem, because
Yeah.
they just bought another piece of property on West Main,
Mhm.
and tore the house down, and so,
Right.
yeah.
And-
They have the money, they just
Well,
don't wanna do it.
Yeah, I don't understand, because when I spoke with them right when they came into office, and that was their big thing, was to clean up East Main. I always say, you're only as good as your worst spot or whatever. This is the spot that needs the most attention. And because, if you're wanting to start a business or whatever, you're coming into town and you see these boarded up buildings and stuff, it's not a good look. And so I want to do our part, what we can. The township is basically about the smallest unit of government. I want to do what we can to help spur that. And if we own a big piece of property right there, if we can do something, we've done this parking lot, we've made this look great, we're gonna make that over there look great, all around it, maybe it will spur some activity where a business might wanna come in, get these down and put up some new buildings. And, make it look, O'Fallon, I know, has got an area where they got the lights going across. It's, it would bring pride into the city. So I know they're big goals. And then anytime you're trying to do something, I'm sure there's gonna be headaches. So that's why a lot of times nobody ever tries to do anything. So anyway, I would like to try.
Food trucks.
Food trucks, right. Okay. If no other questions, so I guess what I'm trying to say is, how should I move forward? Is there any idea with this board when, to take it off the market, to try to do something new? Should I come to this board with an idea and a proposal? I don't know.
I think we need to do something with it. It's just an open parking lot.
Yeah, and it needs attention. There's some potholes,
Yeah, it's a
and,
problem, yeah.
and so we're gonna have to spend some money one way or the other. We're either do something nice or fill it in or something, because again, we can't be, I always get frustrated when somebody, if it's the government body saying, you need to cut your grass, or you gotta do this, or you gotta do that, and then they're not doing it. So we have a parking lot up there that needs attention, and so we're gonna have to do something, but I just don't wanna throw money into it, and then 6 months later, we're covering it up anyway,
What's going on over there? Tonight when I came by, there was a lot of vehicles. Is it always?
Sorry.
It's used.
There's some businesses around, I can never say that, Taekwondo. uses it, and then we also allow the fire district to use my office as a meeting room, so they were having a meeting in there today. Yeah. So, let me think about it. Maybe I'll reach out to you guys individually, if you got any ideas.
Yeah, I think a park, maybe a park setting, you know,
Yes.
some grass area, still some parking, maybe a covered area or whatever, just something, you know, maybe they have live music eventually or something like
Right.
that. And,
What's it listed at? I don't know.
110, yep.
And
And,
Cause I think we have like 90 in it, or a little more than 90, close to 100.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, it was right around it, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, so,
Right.
what I'm, you know, either way, bad purchase or not, but can't go, like I said, you just don't wanna give it away. But if there's something, if we can get some grants big enough that can start helping it out, I think we can.
Well, here's one grant, again, it's that PET grant, okay? So the PET grant, if we're getting maybe around 50,000, I think about the highest they wanna go is about 4 years. But I might be able to do like a loan, and it's 0 interest, and where they would say, here's 200 grand up front, if I can get that other grant. My point is that, instead of just buying small items every year or whatever, we don't have that many facilities, maybe that would be a good use for taxpayers' money. I have some big ideas, and I'd like to try to see if I can get Route 66 involved, and maybe even some federal dollars. I was talking to our Senator Harris about the idea that I had, because I think, the ketchup bottle is an iconic thing that needs, somebody's gonna have to repaint that thing. It hasn't been repainted in 35 years, and it's privately owned, and they don't have the, $100,000 to paint it. And so, anyway, let me put some things together, and then I'll talk to you guys individually, and then maybe we can put a meeting together. And then anything we do, though, just so you know, we'll keep the public involved. Just like on that parking lot, we actually had a public vote. So I'm open to all that.
Any real estate.
Yeah. Okay, next item on the agenda, approval of authorization of the resolution 2026 R12 in support of the Maryville Collinsville Kiwanis. Just a little bit about the Kiwanis. It's a nonprofit that helps youth in our community. They support local schools and students, providing scholarships, supporting youth organizations and programs. This is their 9/11 golf tournament, and can't believe it's been 25 years since 9/11, but it's for $500, and we have a budget line for that we've done in the past.
Yeah, I'll motion to approve 2026
Okay.
12.
All right, motion by Ball and seconded by Prosser. If no other questions, roll call.
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Prosser?
Yes.
Trustee Crowell?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the resolution 2026 R13 in support of Collinsville Junior Services Club. Junior Service, they're doing a lot all the time, and it's not just a social organization either. They're always raising money locally and putting those funds back into our community, mostly on scholarships, food assistance like the Tote Me Home program, and school nonprofits. Both of these are youth programs mainly, and that's for $500 as well.
Yeah.
I'm making a motion.
Go ahead.
All right. Motion by Crowell, second by Ball.
Yes.
No other questions? Roll call.
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Prosser?
Yes.
Trustee Crowell?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda, items A through F. It's our regular minutes, the assessor's report, the commissioner's report, the clerk's report, my report.
Motion to approve consent agenda A through F.
Okay?
I'll second it.
Okay. No questions? Roll call.
Who was the second? Okay.
Yeah, your pick.
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Prosser?
Yes.
Trustee Crowell?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes. Okay, approval of the bills you have there, clerk?
Okay, for general assistance, a total of $14,655.78. For road and bridge.
Let's vote on each one.
Oh, so I
Yeah,
need that.
You're fine.
Okay.
I make a motion that we accept the general assistance.
Second.
Okay, no questions, roll call?
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Prosser?
Yes.
Trustee Crowell?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
Passed. All right, then, Road and Bridge, the IMRF, $606,000, $606,172.50.
All right, so this is, yeah, this is all the road and bridge total. Yeah, their general,
Yeah, there was nothing for equipment.
correct, and, yeah, nothing for insurance, nothing for audit.
So that's all their retirement.
Right, and so the
No,
permanent.
that's everything. It's,
Yeah.
it's general, permanent fund, social security.
And Kathy, when she comes up here in a moment, she's gonna tell us what that
IMR.
547 is for. Because, there's a project going on, obviously.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay,
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Prosser?
Yes.
Trustee Crowell?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
yes,
Okay, passed. All right, then,
town fund.
for the general town fund, I'm in trouble because there's a zero here.
It did total.
It did a total,
Okay, hang on.
and I missed that.
Yeah, that's all right. Let's see, I did too. Let's see here. Let me do it real quick here so we know exactly the total. 125, 684, 47, 660, 48, plus 7,000, 289, 26. 133,634.21. And the reason that's about $30,000 higher than normal, usually we're right around that $100,000 range, is there is an extra payroll in July, extra week.
So then,
634.21.
okay. All right, so I would need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I'll second it.
If no questions, roll call.
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Prosser?
Yes.
Trustee Crowell?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
And I apologize that I missed that,
No.
not totally. Okay, then, senior center, that's a total of $8,952.82.
I'll make a motion that we pass that.
I'll second it.
Okay. All right, and just so the public knows, the senior center is one of the only ones that we actually have outside money coming in that is not taxpayers' money. We don't show that, we don't vote on if we got in $7,000. We only vote on the bills. So if somebody says, well, that's kind of high for that or whatever, it doesn't show our lunch revenue and things coming in. And we get revenue in the other ones, but it comes from taxpayers' dollars. All right, any other questions?
Yes,
Yes.
could you just make something simple on that one?
Sure.
And you can say, $10,000 comes in for the senior center, and say if 7,000 comes in that we collect from the public, then we have a balance of 3,000?
Well, just so you know, there is no levy. There is no levy for the senior center, okay? A lot of people don't realize that. When we do our tax levy, the only money that the senior center gets, all right, is $25,000 a year that I have a budget line for programs for seniors. Sometimes that programs for seniors, we'll use it for an organization or whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be the senior center. But that's all that the senior center gets is $25,000. Now, our staff is paid through my office, okay? So that's how that works. And the senior center has always been a part of the Collinsville Township, and that's basically how it's always worked even before I was here, right? So we'll levy for our general fund, and so the staff's comes out of the general fund.
And the building?
Yes, the building,
operations.
yes, and actually, that's not really, the building fund, that actually, the 25,000 does, that, I make them pay for all the electricity, anything that we have to get fixed and stuff, that comes out of the senior center fund, that's part of the 25,000.
That's part of having a solar system though too.
Yeah, well, that helps with the bills now, but I guess my point is, it's good for us to understand, everybody to understand. that, this is, how should you say, we own the building, we don't own, you know, and so, the staff has always been, you know, mostly up there, but I've just basically moved some of them over the years down here. So now we have a little bit more of a staff to make sure that everybody's taken care of. You know, sometimes, last week we had 150 one day, so. Okay, I hope I explained that well enough, but if anybody ever has any questions, just ask me. Did we roll call on that?
Yes, this week.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thanks for the bills, and moving on to reports by officers, and we have Kathy.
Yeah, well, first of all, let me make a correction. I don't know where my head was last meeting, but on the sweeper, they offered us $37,000 and we sold it for $55,000. So it was still an $18,000 difference, but I gave the wrong numbers last month, I don't know.
Who offered 37?
The trade-in.
Oh, but you
sold
got
it outright.
55, oh, I see, but you
We
sold it for
sold
55, wow.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
made, yeah.
Great job.
Yeah, the numbers that I said last month, we still made 18,000, I don't know.
I got you, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, also too, the big bill on permanent road fund was the Pat Drive area, Robin Lane. There was an orchid, it was really bad, so that whole road almost had to be repaired before it was even paved. And then we went ahead and tied in all the, driveway aprons when we were out there too, so. We replaced a lot of culverts and that out there during the project, before the project, and that, I know they got new water out there. So last year I wanted to do it, because of the water lines, we waited till this year to complete the project, so. One thing, I checked on Lebanon Road today. I've been driving out there. Today I drove and all the metals across the bridge. There's, of course, some things that need to be put up, but I found it today that it's gonna be extended till next June now, so,
It'll
this
be done in
project.
June, we just don't know what year.
Yeah, I don't know. They just keep extending it, and they said the reason they are now is because they would be ready to pour concrete around November, December, and they don't wanna pour it when it's that cold, not for that, not for bridge surface, so. So they wanna extend it so they can pour it when it's warmer. Oh, let's see.
And just a refresher, that's the railroad is driving all that project, or is it the state?
No, it's a state.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ICC, Illinois Commerce Commission, has paid for the project out there, which will probably end up being, I'm thinking, around 19 million when it's all said and done. Railroad put in absolutely nothing, so, and Madison County has helped us out a lot. They did the engineering costs, and they've been out there engineering the whole project for us.
Okay.
So, they're a huge help to me. I love the, road department there. They're a lot of help, and I get along with them well, and it just makes things, go smoothly, so. Also too, they finished 1,000 foot of gutter work out in Dieterding, but we've got about 1,000 more to go. We ended up buying a curb machine that it doesn't look like a whole lot. You have to hold on to it and have somebody walk alongside of you, but it forms a curve as you go, or curb. So it's helped us be able to pour a lot longer pours than when we were doing it all by hand. So that helped us. We were able to get that done, 1,000 feet in about 3 weeks with rain and everything, and that's pretty good. So, but now they're working on different spots throughout the rest of Dieterding. Next year I'm gonna get that completely paved, and then Dieterding and Lakeview Acres is all paved and done. Lakeview Acres Road was one of the first ones years ago, so that's one where I'm looking into maybe repaving since they'll be out there. Also too, let's see. Okay, monthly sign inspection. I knew we had to do an annual one, I was not aware of a monthly one. So, I have to drive around and look at all the signs. We have a lot of signs. It's like 5 pages of front and back of signs in Collinsville Township. But I have to ride around and look at everything, and what I'm looking for during the day is, do they have any side issues? Is it standing up straight? Is a sign there? Is a sign bent? Did they write on the sign? you know, all that type of stuff. So that's what I'm out looking for as I'm riding around looking at the signs.
There's a tree blocking it.
Correct,
Limb.
yeah, and especially a stop sign, you wanna make sure they're all visible.
Yeah.
You have to do that monthly?
Yes,
The whole list monthly?
yeah,
That's crazy.
that's a lot, it's a lot.
So while we're out there, we'll try to help you.
Yeah, if you see something, let me know. Like, and a lot of people do let us know, but today I noticed some of our, curve signs, the chevron signs, they could be replaced, they're not as reflective as they should be. So there was a few things we noticed some trimming back of, nothing like a stop sign or that, but trimming back of a couple things that they could do, and, a couple signs that could be kind of brought up a little bit and that type of stuff, but all in all, we're in pretty good shape, but, I spent like 3 hours this morning, Jennifer rode with me and we just forwarded the phones, and, I got California area, Lebanon Road, sides off of Lebanon, Clay School, Fetter Lane, that was it. That's
You need
how
to get
long
an
it's-
AI program to give you a route.
Yeah, well, we do have it
With an
broke up
iPad.
on a route. Yeah, that's true, we could all put it all on there, but we do have a route right now, and, we need something to make it easier
Yeah.
for sure.
Wow.
But, this first time we'll drive around, and once we get around once, so I think it'll be easier each time, cause we've addressed the issues, so.
Yep.
But anyway, that's about all that I've got going right now, we're just extremely, extremely busy. Between mowing and everything, we have had the most rain we've had in years this summer.
Yep.
And it has not been fun to deal with. A lot of my college boys are leaving this week, which, you know, they do a lot of the mowing on the, zero turns and weed eating and that for us. So, I'm losing 2 of them, 2 will be here for a little bit longer. But, anyway, besides that, we're just super busy and trying to get done what we can when it's not raining, so.
Thank you, Ken.
All right.
Kathy, I just wanna tell you, had multiple people say they're really happy with the pad drive out there.
Oh,
And,
great.
I mean, there was like, oh my gosh, that just looks, they needed it out there.
They do,
with the
there's
curb and all
been
that.
nothing done out
So-
there for years, it was microsurfaced probably 15 years ago, and there's been nothing done since then,
Yeah,
there's
so
besides.
everybody, I mean, multiple people came to me and said like, hey, just let them know, so I
Yeah,
wanna let you know.
yeah, I've had a lot of calls on
Yeah.
that, so I appreciate it.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kathy.
All right, next item on the agenda, anything from the trustees?
Yeah.
All right.
A couple things. One question, we switched from doing our own backpacks to doing the school, working with the school for school supplies?
Yes.
Is that, did we do that this year, or?
Haven't heard from them. Usually they have an event, there at the Unit 10.
Right.
So, I might reach out to Kim actually and find
Yeah,
out.
'cause
Usually what we did in the last couple of years
Yeah.
is we just wrote them a check.
Right, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I was.
I'll do that
I know
tomorrow.
it's that time of year.
Right.
So,
And what it is, it's an ongoing thing, it's
Yep.
called Chaos Closet,
Yep.
which is a really good idea, but we just donate out of
Right.
our youth fund.
I just
and-
wanted to make sure we still.
Yeah,
Had that
absolutely.
on the radar.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Couple other comments, I guess it's obvious why we needed to have this special meeting last Friday now with Brad not being here tonight, so, but just another couple, things on that. I did provide, and the emails are out in the public domain in our packet and everything, and, I would say that, I did provide a workable solution, that Derek asked me to talk about with Pete at the assessor's office. The challenge is that Derek and Pete still don't wanna work together on a compromise. If you read through the emails, you'll see that Derek was open to the suggestion that I came to. It's just really sad and disappointing for you, the taxpayers, and us in general as the board, that this situation has came to a head the way it has. Both the assessor and the supervisor should take a step back and just be regular human beings and try, at least maybe for once, to try and get along. So I wish that both of them would just take a deep breath and try to do what's best for everybody, and stop with the chaos that is going on. So, thank you.
I do have a question. When it comes to safety of the township, and Derek's explained this to me many times about trying to get them to unlock the door, and we've had the door issues and all those things. Is there another solution, Clint, that you might have that we could have to protect us in the event of a fire, to try to get in there? Derek can't open the doors.
No, I agree that we should have the keys.
Then what's the compromise? You said I should make a compromise. What would that be?
Well, the movement, like in my email, I said the compromise was,
Well, I offered that.
yeah.
He
well,
didn't do it.
No, I'm just saying that
Well,
it takes two to tango.
well,
And
I said I would do that, and he said no, and he didn't give me the keys to the door, so what's the compromise?
No,
There is
the compromise is being an adult and work together and
I
try to
did.
get it done. And I'm not blaming you 100%.
Yeah.
I'm giving you 50 and I'm giving him 50.
But I'm
And-
asking you what the 50 is. I'm trying to figure out how I can, what's my 50?
Well, it's done and over with now. Since
Well, no, we have a court case on Monday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's done and over with. It's moved into the courts. That's
Right.
where it'll be decided.
Right.
Yeah, it just shouldn't have. It should have came to this.
Well, I agree.
I-
It takes 2 minutes.
I understand.
Right,
And
but
that's
I
why
just-
if you read through my emails to you and
Yeah.
and Bill, I didn't put it all on you, and I
I'm not
wish-
saying you did.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that it's a shame that a compromise hasn't been made.
Yeah, it is.
So
But, yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm leaving.
Right, that's fine. I guess what I would just say to your comment about, again, and it goes back to, you can do the easy thing and there'd be no issues ever, because it all started with the budget. You know this, when we all ran together. We had talked about this because his budget was grossly inflated amongst any other budgets in the entire township. So we can do the easy thing and just let it be and see if we can compromise. We tried that for 4 years, didn't work. He said, no, I'm not gonna compromise, and he has 7 employees and 1 wasn't even working. So we had a board vote to lower that budget. That board vote passed, and then he got mad. How is that? That's, I don't even wanna call it politics or whatever, but I'm here, Margot's here, we're all here to do our duty, right, for the best of the taxpayers. And if you guys think that $560,000 or $600,000 was appropriate, you voted your way. No problem. Then the other 3 voted our way. That's okay. And then there's an election in 3 years, and the taxpayers can decide, do they want to spend an additional $300,000 or not? And that's how it is, and it shouldn't be any kind of personal, well, if Derek would only do this. I'm just doing this and as nice as I can, in a way, professional of a way, sending it out an email. I have our attorneys doing it all. I don't know. So then when he's the one that covered up the camera, and again, imagine an employee or anybody, oh, I fell and I hurt myself. Well, where's the camera footage? Oh, it's covered up. Who's responsible for that? The supervisor. If the shoe was on the other foot, they'd be calling for my arrest, my resignation, everything. Okay, I have been 3 months, this has been going on. We have been in a situation like this, and I'm glad that nothing has taken place. But me and my staff have to deal with it every day up there, and we try to just ignore it. We try to ignore the actions on the other side, the slamming of the doors.
Now, I'm gonna
and
call
all
you
of
out
that.
on that, because you're not ignoring it, because I did watch the video from the special meeting, and you sit up here very arrogantly and saying, we'll see.
We will see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That's not trying to be nice or polite about it, just do it professionally.
Okay.
Go through the courts.
That's your opinion.
No,
Yeah.
it's my
It shouldn't
opinion,
have to
it's
go to
also
court.
a fact.
It shouldn't have to go to court.
I agree.
So
I
then-
agree.
So then again, the court will decide, and then the statement that is constantly made that you're never gonna do this, and that the board doesn't have the authority, if it's on the budget, or if it's on the cameras or the keys, we're always told, no, I'm in charge, I've been doing this for 50 years, and then I say, and I will say it again, we will see. And if that's too much, I apologize, but that's the way it is. So, anyway, I understand. where you're coming from though. That I wish that it didn't have to come to this point. Anything else on the trustees?
You know, I was really hoping that the assessor would be here tonight, because I, you know, really have poured over and looked and tried to listen to what people had to say about it. And are we cutting services, or are we doing anything like that? And we've compared townships, we've compared employees, 2 or 3 in another township. And something that Pete said, and I never thought about this, that I had, you know, discussing it with constituents, they brought the point up. He says that he has way more work than what Edwardsville Township does. And my question was that, okay, so show me how much more industry that we have than Edwardsville. Show me the warehouses that we have that we cover than Edwardsville. Show me the companies that we have. We've taken this a step at a time, and we've tried to be more than fair, and we've never had direct, clear, honest answers. It's always just, I do. Well, show us. Show us how you have so much more work than anybody else, and it takes 7 employees. So I believe that we've done due diligence for the taxpayers.
Yeah. No, and I'm proud of where we're at right now, and like I said at Friday's meeting, let's just move on. That was then. Let's move on. If any of my friends know me well enough, I do not hold grudges. I just don't. I don't got time for it. I got way too much stuff in my life to think. I don't even remember people's names that did me wrong. My dad says it's a bad quality, but so anyway, I don't. I'm ready to move on. I'd like the next 3 years to be being positive. And so it shouldn't be petty, locking this person out, covering this camera. I mean, it's stupid. So anyway, moving on to the senior center. We've had a big couple of months, and just I don't know, a renewed energy in here. We did a Queen of Hearts, and I know they got some criticism online, but I want to, we finally awarded that after 43 weeks, I think, 44 weeks. We went to the city. We got a, what was the exact title of it? A permit.
A raffle permit.
Yeah, a raffle permit. And what it was is our food costs, as everybody knows, has been going up a little bit. And so I needed to raise the price of lunch, which is an amazing lunch, from $4 to $5. And I don't want the seniors to get in an uproar over that extra $1. And so our Mondays were also very slow. So what I had decided to do, and talk to our attorneys and stuff to make sure this was possible, is on Mondays, anybody that came to lunch would get a ticket. Didn't matter if you bought lunch or if you just were here, okay? And again, we do about 40 meals that are free. But you got a ticket. And then at 12:15, we would draw a ticket, and then you had 52 envelopes, and if they picked the envelope with the Queen of Hearts, they win the jackpot. Each week, it was up $11. So it started at $11, then $22, then $30, okay? So the ending result was like nearly $500. Point is, we started on Mondays with an average of 30-something showing up for lunch. We ended with over 100, and it has continued. And so it has been a great, when you call it business thing, because again, we're selling more lunches too. And it's getting people out of the house. So our Mondays are great. We have a big themed week coming up next week. Each day is a different theme. Then we're gonna have a big luau in here. So if anybody's interested, it's gonna be lots of fun. And then the day after that, near the end of the month, there's gonna be a wedding of a couple that met in here. And we're gonna have the ceremony and all that. Bouquet and garter toss before bingo. So, yeah. But I'm very happy with this place, and it is truly changed a lot of lives. And I think when you start adding that up, it can actually even change a whole community. So it's a good thing that we're doing here. Then clerk. Linda, you got it?
I did a couple of things. I hosted a seminar here at the Senior Center on property fraud alert. And there were about 60 here, a lot of good questions, a lot of people signed up. We had the county clerk come in and speak. And I attended more training in Galena at the end of July. I attended an Understanding Your Taxes by the county assessor Jessica Dudley and then Mike Babcock, the treasurer, so that I could better understand our taxes. I had attended the Maryville celebration of the roundabout on 162, that was just last week, and that was 11 years in the making and truly was a team effort for the funding and everyone involved. I had no idea all that went in with that. And then I attended some more FOIA training. There's an updated class, because there's been a lot of FOIA abuse throughout the state of Illinois, so Illinois has reached out and is doing some additional training for everyone. So I had that class on the 6th, and then I have another one coming up the end of the month. And that's it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and that was a great thing. Linda and I were there together, but for the roundabout that is now done on 162 in Keebler. And the young lady that lost her life, her last name was McElroy, but they dedicated that roundabout to her because she lost her life in an accident there. It was a very dangerous intersection, but now it's not anymore. And so I know a long time ago people were kind of against roundabouts, but I think most people have come around that they make a lot of sense. I love them. I wish they'd do one out coming from Collinsville to Maryville, where you got like 2 stoplights within 15 feet. Where is that by? Going into, what is that, Old Country Lane, East Country Lane? Oh, that light is always going. There's like nobody there. Anyway, so, all right. Supervisors' comments, just a couple things. The county reached out and we have agreed to early voting again. Early voting has been going on here at the Senior Center for I believe like 20 years. So that's going to start in October. I want to encourage everybody to early vote and then come on in here for lunch. I also, in my supervisor's report, you'll see, I got a call from this Lou Maggie neighborhood. They have about 40 houses in there. I want to thank Kathy for helping me out with this. But the train stops. This neighborhood only has one way in, one way out, all right? So the train will get stranded there or stop maybe once, twice a year, and nobody can get in that neighborhood and nobody can get out. Well, on this particular occasion, the train broke down and it was there all day long. And I've talked to the city about it, I've talked to Kathy about it. This is outside of the city limits, so it's in an unincorporated area. I know everybody just says, oh, nothing can be done. I just wish that we could figure out something. I don't care if it's a little rock road, because there's seniors living up there. If something happens, nobody can get to them. There's, and yeah, you can just say, well, you shouldn't have bought a house up there, but I don't know. I just think that that's not always the right answer. If we can try to figure out some avenue, and so I'm going to talk to the city again, because isn't it it's the dump, the trash, the old trash dump is out there. Maybe we could get some kind of right of way to put some kind of little gravel way, just something where a vehicle can get out of there and around. I don't know, but.
Or at least an emergency vehicle.
Yes, the emergency vehicle. So but I talked to Kathy. Kathy got a hold of the railroad and got us some answers. They had their engine had broke down, so I relayed the message. So at least we look like we care, and we do care. We want to do something. And I just want to say that my supervisor's report is online each month, Collinsville Township .org, and you can see it there. So we don't have any closed session. If there's nothing else, I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Hi.
All right. And Greg, you might have to come to more meetings, because that might have been our quickest one. We did something with you.